We are God's children, right? And you know that we have the power of life and death on our tongue, right? And so a lot of people, when you have friends, when you have family members that you're really close to, we like to use the power that we have and speak life into these people. And this could be in multiple forms. We like to speak confidence to them by telling them compliments, okay? Like saying, hey, I like how your hair is today, or I like those earrings you're wearing, or I like your necklace, I like your shirt, I like your jeans. Not to have them be hooked on getting compliments in order for them to be confident, but just to reassure them with our words that what they're doing is amazing. They're glowing, they're smart, they're beautiful. We like to use these words to describe people to reassure them of who they already are. It's good to tell yourself these things, but I feel like when somebody else is telling you, hey, you're doing just great. Hey, I'm so proud of you. You're doing just fine. Just keep going, keep pushing. That serves as an extra reassurance. As human beings, I think that's really, really important to have that kind of person in your community that will always push you forward, push you to do your best, no matter what the circumstances might be, no matter what situation you might be in. We need to have that one person. So I want to challenge you, and I want you to think about this. So we have those type of people, right? And we only say these things to people that we like. But what about the people that we don't necessarily like? I want to challenge your thinking. Do you think that you can exercise that same right on people that you don't know, or people that you don't like, or people that you're not as close to? And I want to say that it is possible. You really should be doing it anyways. But the thing is, as humans, when somebody, does something in us that rubbed us the wrong way, rightfully so, we will feel a certain way about it. And we will distance ourselves and set up boundaries, which is healthy. But I think that this might be a hot take. Don't come for me. But I think if you are not able to speak life onto somebody else's life that isn't really close to you, or you have resentment for, maybe you need to take the time and look inward to see what's going on and why do I feel this way? Because that part of you hasn't healed yet. If you ever feel like you cannot speak life or speak good things into other people's world, into other people that you really don't like necessarily, you can't just say, have a blessed day, or I hope you're doing amazing, or whatever the case may be. I like your jewelry. I like the way you dressed today. I like your hair. Something like that. If we can't speak life into other people, there must be something within us that is holding us back. But that just tells you need to do some more inner work. Okay, you need to dive deep into what's going on. Why are you feeling this way? Why is there resentment toward this person? I'm not saying that your feelings are invalid. Your feelings are valid. Rightfully so. But in order to move on from a situation, you need to be able to look deep into yourself, feel all the emotions you're feeling, and move on from it, honey. How is the question? Okay, and I can try to answer that. I mean, I'm not a licensed therapist, so I don't know. I'm usually, when I do podcasts, when I speak, when I do anything, I am leaning more on God's thoughts. So whatever's coming to my head, that is God telling me what to say, what to do. Unless it's something negative, then I know that's not from God. But I feel like in order for you to fully move on from a situation and fully heal yourself is A, you need to feel all your emotions. If you want to cry, cry. If you want to yell, yell. If you want to scream, scream. But I feel like it comes to a point, like if you want to punch somebody, maybe take some time alone. Take a breather, take a walk, listen to no lyrics music. Like, just listen to something soothing. But yeah, distance yourself from that situation. If you ever feel like you're gonna get physical with somebody, distance yourself. Resort from using your hands to do any physical actions that will hurt somebody, no matter what the situation may be. Because it's gonna escalate, and at the end of the day, we don't want anything ruining our chances to becoming a better person. I will say that's A. Feel your emotions. Cry it out every single night if you need to. Don't listen to them when the people that say that crying makes you weak. Crying makes you stronger. Okay, because when you cry, you're actually healing instead of replacing your emotion with somebody or some other thing as a temporary relief. We don't need that. We need to permanently feel okay. We need to work our way through our feelings so we know A, how to navigate them when we get into another situation like this, or B, we actually know how to regulate our emotions. And a lot of people want to learn how to be emotionally intelligent, but in order to be emotionally intelligent or in order to actually regulate your emotions, you need to go through the motions of it. Okay, you can't just wake up one morning and say you are something if you haven't done the work to actually be that thing, you know? But yeah, that's A, feel your emotions. Very important. What else? B, I think just practice. Just practice speaking life into people. Like, it doesn't have to be like in their face. You know, in your head, you could be like, oh, I hope they're having an amazing day. Or I hope they're having a blessed day. Or I hope everything's going so well for them. Or just say, God, I pray that, they're having an amazing day. I pray that they're doing good, they're doing amazing, they're doing better. And yeah, because honestly, it'll make you feel better at the end of the day, because you're not holding on that grudge. You see, that's what you people do. That's what y'all do. Y'all like to hold grudges. For what reason? What is there to hold a grudge for? It's only gonna make you feel worse about yourself, I promise you. And when you decide to let it go, that's when you truly decide to shine, okay? It's very powerful to be able to let go and move on. Because at the end of the day, you will always get better, okay? You will always get better opportunities, better situations. You will always be in something better. Something in the past serves you no purpose than revisiting old memories and revisiting old hurt and old pain, which we do not want because we want to feel confident every day. We want to feel loved every day. We want to feel like we have the power to change our lives every day, even when circumstances deem that we don't have that power, okay? So feel your emotions and practice. I think those are two good ones, I would say. And obviously take your time. Take your time. Healing doesn't have an X amount of time. Like I feel like a lot of people, when you're doing like research, like, oh my goodness, how can I be this? How can I be X? And you type it up on Google, how can I be X? And then it tells you, oh yeah, you gotta do this, in this amount of years. Healing itself doesn't have a specific amount of years or a specific amount of time that you have to take in order to become healed. It all boils down to each individual person. It all comes down to you. How do you feel? Okay? And which is amazing because this is how you teach yourself how to love yourself. This is how you literally teach yourself how to love yourself. Okay? If you're attending to yourself and attending to your needs and making sure you feel your emotions and making sure you are okay before anybody else comes, this is how you show to yourself that I truly love myself. Because if I feel a certain way, I'm going to resort back to me and figure out why do I feel this way? Okay? And do I need to sit in this emotion for a longer period of time in order for me to understand what's actually going on? And I think that's another thing that some people don't like to do. Like a lot of us, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I did this when I was growing up. But a lot of us, when something happens, we will take that, we will shove it in a box, lock it up, and push it beneath our heart or somewhere deep, deep down there where we will not be able to access it. And every time a situation will come up where we feel hurt or we feel anger or we feel in pain, we keep doing that same process of putting it in a box, locking it, and shoving it down our heart and never revisiting it. And then there comes that one situation where it triggers something in you and everything that was locked up explodes and now you're having an explosive episode. It could easily be avoided if you actually took the time to sit in your emotions and literally sit in your emotions and feel it out and talk through what happened and why you feel this way and if there's something that you want to say or is there something that you need to do. A lot of y'all like to when something happens y'all like to reply quickly. Y'all like to into action and spring into what to say next. Let me tell you something. The power is when you're withholding yourself from saying anything until you actually sit in your emotions and figure out what is going on. Figure out what you're feeling right now. Figure out what do I want to say. In order for you to have a better response to a situation that you may deem like the worst thing that could happen to you, especially if it's like, I don't know, like a breakup or something, or something in that nature. It doesn't have to be that specific example, but something in that nature where I don't know, there's conversation or there's text involved or group chats or whatever. You don't want to be ready to say something. You don't want to say something too quickly. You want to be able to take a step back and take your time to look over the situation and see what do I really want to say that will tie together what I'm feeling right now without saying it too harshly or without saying it too fast where I'm missing a point. They're not catching what I'm feeling. It's okay to take some time to yourself and tell that person, hey, I need some time to think about this, but I'll let you know when I have a response, or I'll let you know when I have an answer to this. You don't have to always, we don't always have to have this back to back to back conversation. It's okay to you say, hey, you know what? I want to make sure that I'm seeing this the right way. I want to take some time to myself to figure this out, and then I'll come back to you and let you know what I feel. That's totally okay. And I think that's the right way to do it. Instead of just saying something out of the blue or saying something quickly where you're missing what you actually wanted to say, or you're just saying it in a way that you actually didn't want to say in the first place. And yeah, that's something I wanted to leave you guys with. If you cannot speak life into other people, especially when those people have done you wrong, you need to look into yourself and figure out, what grudge am I still holding in myself that is stopping me from speaking life into God's child that I may not like because of X, Y, Z, but nevertheless, that is still God's child. Why would I speak death onto somebody else? Whatever you put into the world, that is what's coming back to you. Times two, times 10. That's always something that I've always believed in. So if you're able to speak life into somebody else, even when that person has done you dirty, you're at the right path. You're in the right space. Okay, you can tell people that you are healed. You don't have to kiss up on them. You can still have a boundary, but it's okay to be still nice and respectful at a distance. That is it for today's little, I don't know. This is my mini TED Talks, I guess. I hope everybody's having an amazing day. I hope everybody's having an amazing, amazing semester so far. If you're in school, I hope you're doing well in school. Even if you're frustrated, I know you got this. Keep pushing. If you're working, go to work. Keep showing up for yourself. If every day seems the same to you, change your routine. Do something different. Wake up a little bit earlier. Watch a TV show that you really like, or do something different. But I hope you're doing amazing. You are beautiful. You are great. You can do anything you want in this world as long as you put your mind into it. Don't ever forget that, okay? You are put into this world for a reason. Don't you ever forget that. You have a purpose in life, okay? And if you cannot see that for yourself, I pray God shows you that you have a purpose in this world, in this lifetime. Yes, you do. You have a purpose. And until you find that purpose, I pray that you keep pushing, keep praying, keep believing in your faith. I hope that everything comes to you the way it's supposed to. Everything comes together naturally. I hope that whatever you want to do, the opportunity comes and finds you in the best form possible. Okay? But have a blessed night, everybody. And I will see you when I see you.